Hop up. Good hop. Good hop. You ever have problems with your dog jumping up on you when you don't want them to? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix that. Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about how to get your dogs to stop jumping up on you or other people when you don't want them to. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe so that you can get access to our weekly training videos. Also, give this video a like and share it with somebody that you think would benefit. Now, most of our dogs go through this training when they're very, very young. MDK here is about 4 months old, 4 or 5 months old. So she's done quite a bit of this, but a few of our younger dogs are still working through it a little bit, and she should be able to work with me enough to at least demonstrate for you what I'm talking about. We also, just to show you or let you know what our environment is like, I have about 5 or 6 dogs running loose right now, so they may run in and out of the camera while we're doing this video, but that should hopefully provide a good distraction for her to show you a little bit more about exactly what we do when we have this problem. Now for us, a lot of times when we feed and water our dogs, because we have so many, we will put them on tie-outs, we'll feed and water them, and then when we come back to get them, that's when a lot of our jumping up problems occur. For you, it may be in the house when somebody comes over, or when you first come back home from work or being gone for a little while, the dog wants to jump up on you, okay? So if you're the owner of the dog and the dog is jumping up on you, what I do, especially when they're young, you can do this when they're older too, it usually takes just a little bit more force when they're older to get the same result. But all of the dogs that we have done this with respond pretty much the same to this technique. And MDK, come here, sweetie. Let's go. Yeah, come here. So hop up. Hop. Good hop. So if the dog jumps up on you like this, which she's doing, you ran into the door, sweetie, which she's doing kind of on purpose for me. Come here, hop up. So if the dog jumps up on you like this, when you don't want them to, we will take our knee and bump them here in the chest, which when they're up on their back legs a little higher, can also be in the abdomen. So it's kind of like center chest, abdomen area. We're not like wheeling back and like bam, trying to hit them as hard as we can. They just jump up and we go off. Right, so your timing, the better timing that you can have, the better and more effective this is. But the dog jumps up and you just go off. Right, so let me see if I can get her to, come here, hop up, come here, sweetie, hop up. Yeah, see, our dogs know that they're not wanted to hop up. So you see how she's up on her back legs? We just go boom right there, boom, off, and we tell them to get off. And then once they're off, we tell them good off. Okay, good job, sweetie pie. Okay, so if you like this so far and you like this content thus far, make sure you click below on the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and click the little bell next to the subscribe so that you get notifications for all of our weekly training videos. And then share this video with somebody that you think would benefit from it or that may be having a similar problem. And there go all our loose dogs running around. It's okay, MDK. Come here, sweetie. Hey, come here. Okay, so also, the issue will come up where sometimes you have your dog and other people are coming over and the dog is jumping up on these people. The technique I'm about to show you, which is technique number 2, will also help with the dogs jumping up on you if the bumping them in the chest and abdomen isn't working. Then the next thing that you can do is you can use the lead and the prong collar, and I'll show you how we do that without being too rough on our little MDK here because she's doing such a good job. So when people are coming over to the house, and here we go, everybody decided to come back. When people are coming over to the house, and I know that they're going to be coming over, if the dog is having jumping up issues, I can go ahead and prep for them getting there by making sure the dog has a correction collar on. We prefer the prong collar for multiple different reasons. We put our lead on the prong collar, and then when we open the door to greet people, I just allow the dog to act how they normally would act initially, right? So this is kind of in our last video when we were talking about using leave it and teaching the dogs not to nip. If you haven't watched that already and you're having nipping problems, make sure you watch that video after this one is over. But we set the situation up intentionally so that we can correct for it. So if the person walks in the door, I'm standing there ready, I tell them go ahead and come on in because I want to be in a position to correct the dog when the door's open and they step in. I am giving the dog enough lead, enough slack in the lead. Notice how there's so much slack. It's not tight like this. It has slack in it. I have enough slack in the lead that the dog is able to go and try to jump up. But then as the dog starts to jump up, I want to go pop, and I want to pop the dog back and tell him fooey it off, right? And I do that once or twice, and if you have somebody who will practice this with you, that is even more beneficial because you can do the drill multiple times. Ask them to leave, close the door again, and then when they knock on the door, before they even open the door, this is after you've corrected 2, maybe 3 times, if they're still wanting to do it, it's even before the person opens the door, I'll tell the dog, leave it off. And then when they open the door, if the dog is still jumping up, I'll give them a little harder correction and I'll tell them, fooey that. I said leave it alone, off. Now, if the dog either obeys and doesn't jump up when I gave them that initial command, or when they jump up on me and I bump them and they go back down onto all fours, or if they lunge and I pop them and then they stop lunging, meaning they stop trying to jump up and they just stay on the floor, any of those situations those are all instances of them obeying the off command. So remember to praise when they obey your command. Good off. Right? So either they jump up and I go fooey it off, they get off, they don't jump up again, I go good off. They go to jump up on somebody else, I go fooey that off. They get on the floor and they stop trying to jump up, I say good off. Or I'm approaching the dog, or I'm coming home, or somebody's coming in, and preemptively I say off. And I walk in, if they don't jump, we say good off. So we give the direction, and if they obey the direction, we praise. Remember, praise is so important. The dog wants to know that they're doing what you want them to do, and the only way they know that is if you tell them or show them in some way. And the way we highly recommend you do it is by saying good and then the command in a tone of voice that shows that you're pleased with them. So this is how we teach our dogs to stop jumping up. If you're having problems and you're only doing this occasionally, I recommend setting up the exercise so that you can correct and work through it multiple times so that the dog stops doing it. All right? So if you found this information helpful and you would like more content like this, I encourage you to follow us over on Facebook. Our trained dog sale page is at Fortress K9 Dogs, and our training information is over at K9 Academy Online on Facebook, and on Instagram we are at Fortress K9 and at K9 Academy Online. We have a lot of additional content over there that I think you would enjoy. I encourage you to like that and follow us over there. I also would remind you to like this video below, subscribe if you haven't already. Also in the comments, quickly go down, type no jump. Let us know what your situations are. What issues do you run into with jumping up? What do you do to correct it? If you've found ways that are successful, share those with us so that everyone can benefit. And if you have other questions or other topics you'd like us to cover, leave that information in the comments below and we will make videos just for you.